ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
After a stretch of unstable vaccine supplies, the Petco Park Vaccination Superstation remains open. But the Del Mar Superstation announced tonight it will close for at least a day this weekend. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pera has more on the vaccine supply going forward.
Drivers pulled into the Petco Park Vaccination Superstation Thursday, and for now it seems this will be the norm. It comes as the Petco site has been forced to close several times. The most recent was this past weekend from Saturday to Tuesday. Karen Potter and her husband were scheduled to get their second dose of the vaccine on Saturday.
Then we got the notice that, okay, reschedule for yesterday, the 3rd.
When they went to the Petco site Wednesday, there was an hours-long backup after the site closed for about an hour due to lightning in the area.
Then 6 hours later, they were closing down right as we had gotten to the entrance, and that was the end of that.
Now they're waiting to get rescheduled. UC San Diego Health says they don't anticipate any more closures for the Petco site for now, saying they believe they have a sustainable, steady supply of the vaccine for a while. In addition, right now, the Petco site is only doing second doses of the Moderna vaccine. Karen is hoping they will get an appointment for their second shot soon.
I've been checking at least every hour on the website, and nothing's come up.
Meanwhile, the Scripps Del Mar Vaccination Superstation announced it will be closed Saturday due to the low number of doses that were delivered to Scripps Health this week. The closure is expected to last only a day as it plans to reopen Sunday. Supervisor Nathan Fletcher says vaccine supplies continue to be unstable.
We hope we're very close to significant increases in supply, but we ask for everyone's patience. As quick as we get them in arms, but we can only put in arms what we actually get.
Those with Saturday appointments at the Del Mar site are being rescheduled. Anthony Pera, ABC 10 News.
Tomorrow, the 1 millionth dose of the COVID-19 vaccine will be administered in San Diego County. And since the rollout began a couple of months ago, the county has opened 27 vaccination sites and is averaging about 14,000 vaccinations every day. As of tonight, 997,287 total doses of the vaccine have been administered in San Diego County.
The county also reported more than 500 new COVID cases today. There have been more than 261,000 infections locally since the pandemic began. Unfortunately, the county also says that 17 more people have died from this virus.
And California will start setting aside 40% of all vaccine doses for communities that have been hit the hardest by COVID-19. Many of those neighborhoods are located in Los Angeles and the Central Valley. These areas are considered most vulnerable according to the state's Healthy Places Index. Takes into account factors such as access to health care, education levels, and household incomes. Governor Gavin Newsom says he will loosen tier restrictions once 2 million people have been vaccinated in those areas. So far, the state says it's vaccinated about 1.6 million people in those neighborhoods.
New at 11, a San Diego police officer has been arrested after a road rage incident in Claremont. This all started around 9:15 this morning when a woman called police to report a man with a gun. She says the man was threatening her near Genesee and Balboa Avenue. So the woman gave officers the man's license plate, which led them to Officer William Carter Torres. Police say that Carter Torres was off duty and driving his own personal vehicle during the incident. He was arrested for brandishing a firearm and booked into county jail. Chief David Nislight has suspended the officer and launched an internal affairs investigation.
NCIS is investigating the assault of a female Marine on Camp Pendleton. A spokesperson for the 1st Marine Division told ABC 10 News that the incident occurred on Tuesday. The victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was treated and released at the hospital. The military did not release any further details of that incident.
It was a late night on Capitol Hill. The Senate spent over 10 hours reading the latest COVID relief bill aloud. It is 628 pages. What follows now is 20 hours of debate on the bill and the addition of any amendments. As ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports, it's all part of a stall tactic by Republicans who oppose the bill.
includes an entity described
line by line
that is located in an airport terminal.
All 628 pages of President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill read aloud on the Senate floor.
An operated business as of March 13, 2020.
Continuing for hours as Republicans who feel the bill is too expensive try to delay the vote.
The real tragedy here is not Senate process. It's how ill-suited this bill is to what Americans need right now.
The bill includes stimulus payouts for Americans earning up to $80,000 a year, as well as funding for small businesses, testing, and vaccinations. An average of 2 million vaccine shots are now being administered every day in this country. 9 new federal vaccination sites opened this week, including this one with long lines in Orlando. Another in New York at Yankee Stadium, now open 24 hours a day.
I just want to get a vaccine.
In California, the governor announcing 40% of all vaccine doses are now being reserved for people in the most vulnerable, low-income communities, and calling out governors in several states who are easing restrictions on businesses and masks.
We are encouraging people basically to double down on mask wearing, particularly in light of all of what I would argue is bad information coming from at least 4 states in this country.
The governor of Texas defending his decision to allow businesses to open at full capacity and end the state's mask mandate, denying that the numbers of new cases in his state are going up.
Texans have mastered the safe strategies. They don't need an order from Austin, Texas telling them what to do.
And right now, the CDC is finalizing its guidance on what is safe to do for Americans who are fully vaccinated.
We're doing a study now to try and nail that down.
Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The shelter at the San Diego Convention Center may be closed by the end of March. Mayor Todd Gloria is expected to make an announcement tomorrow to wind down Operation Shelter to Home. The convention center was opened as a shelter last April during the pandemic. The idea was to give individuals experiencing homelessness a safe place to stay during the COVID pandemic. And Mayor Gloria says he plans to safely relocate the residents to one of the city's reconfigured shelters.
She does periodically, she'll ask, when am I getting my shot?
Homebound seniors still have not received their COVID-19 vaccines. This after a month ago, the county announced a new program through 211 to put homebound seniors on a new vaccination home visit list. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano explains what's behind the holdup.
In the last few weeks, the county has done several vaccination clinics specifically at nursing homes, but we found out home visits have a much higher logistic hurdle.
I am fully vaccinated.
Last month, 68-year-old Earl Fish got his Pfizer shots at Sharp Grossmont with no problems. But his 101-year-old mother, Catherine, is still waiting her turn. With a fractured ankle, she's homebound. So like any good son, he reached out to her HMO, but they don't do house calls. Neither do superstations or neighborhood clinics. He was out of options until he saw this report on ABC 10 News in early February, where County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher said that people can start calling 211 to get homebound seniors on a special vaccination home visit list.
Well, I'm thinking, great, this is just great.
So he called the next day, but the operator didn't know what he was talking about. A few days later, he called again. This time, they got his information saying they'd call back soon. A week later, still nothing.
To call 211 on the following Monday to put her name on a list.
4 calls and several weeks later, Fish still hasn't received a home visit confirmation.
My mom's like, where's my shot? I'm trying, Mom, I'm trying.
Unfortunately, our hands, have been tied just by the logistics of the vaccines.
Paul Downey with Serving Seniors works in partnership with the county and 211. He says because Pfizer and Moderna require extra low temp freezers, it's difficult to make home visits.
Once they're thawed, they have to be injected into a person's arm within a specified period of time, and they're not easily transported to be able to go door to door.
But hopefully not for long.
I think Johnson & Johnson is a potential game changer in terms of getting the vaccine out to homebound folks because it does not need to be stored at the same temperatures. It's more easily transported, and also it's a one shot.
Downey asked seniors to have just a little more patience, and hopefully they'll be able to get their shots in the near future.
My hope is that I'm going to receive a call saying, can we come out and give your mom a shot?
Raina Nakano, ABC 10 News.
Yeah, let's get that 101-year-old a shot quickly. A local immigrants' rights group says that they question the Border Patrol's statement in a deadly crash that killed over a dozen people. Human smuggling is suspected in the crash that happened in Imperial County on Tuesday. Andrea Guerrero with Alliance San Diego says her group questions whether there was a chase that led to the crash.
We are hearing community concerns that the version of events that Border Patrol has shared are not what actually happened, but we don't have any confirmed reports at this time.
Border agents confirmed today that they were not in pursuit of an SUV that was carrying 25 people when it crashed. CHP says that it is still investigating how the crash happened.